the Honorable Mr. and Mrs. Adjudicator, the audiences, of course, ladies and gentlemen. We already know that pandemic COVID-19 virus absolutely dangerous for life environment. Healthy and safety must be in protecting. People crucially wants to prevent this pandemic COVID-19 virus, but it will never be end. And nowadays, people consider the life, specifically healthy and safety, is the one and only main thing and main point during this pandemic COVID-19. Alright, there's just something strong about it, but I'm absolutely agree with that. But if they ignoring about education for a little bit, what actually they bring for environment and what actually they bring for our country. Don't let education out of yourself. Don't just because this pandemic COVID-19 virus or bad situation makes you unable to get educated anymore. So anyway, my name is Fransiskus Gawahi from SMA N1 Sore. Welcome to my ordinary speech with the intention to convince you with all of my opinion and argument. Here we go again. If there's some assumptions that educating has useless and a person or environment during the pandemic COVID-19 also makes sense, that's totally wrong. Why? Don't talk about the health protocol that really neat and comprehensive by residents and also getting educated to implement and apply. So how without educate did you know the mechanism of the health protocol? Did you know how to wear a mask, how to get the know to implement and apply physical distancing, also social distancing in your life activity? Where's the nothing if you didn't know the health protocol without education? That's why I'm really clear and state with this topic today. Why I am excited to state that education role should keep on apply during this pandemic COVID-19 virus. Basically, we know that education is a hereditary, such like a traditional of each country, of the culture and obligation that of country and mostly of the people around the world recognize this education as a necessity. So education is not only about yourself, all of the knowledges of the education, but it's about your attention to what I'm trying to say is attention for environment, also the country, as a feedback to build up your country and the environment in development. So people who are struggling in educate, they will become a great people. If you don't believe about that, so you can, as you can see, our president, our government, our minister, they are great people because they have a foundation from the education when they are children, when they are teenagers, and also when they was a youth. And but since pandemic COVID-19 brings the worst, it closes the path of education drastically for all of the students around the country. But I'm really appreciated how the governments and many institutions um, has made emergency policy and regulation and also rule to all of to keep and apply teaching learning activities of education during this pandemic COVID-19. So by those regulation, many schools and colleges have to move to the alternative way of the study program or teaching learning activities way able to the situation, such like graphically, like online learning is a kind of like teaching learning activities really connected to the internet. So how can they get the knowledges and material is just searching in the many study platform that are available in internet. So the secondly is blended learning. Blended learning is a mixed component of online learning and also the offline learning. So the thirdly is home visit. Home visit always be implemented and applied in the elementary school and also by the uh, primary school. So school areas which is part of red zone or black zone is automatically can implementing or apply the online learning from home. It is apparently able to privilege students or the school that are already available the facility of the stuff that online learning is necessary. Did you know, living in this 4.0 era of Indonesia, of revolution, technology should be used to access in all of the necessary especially within internet. So by online learning actually training of the student to develop their skills and ability. Also, this is a new transformation for our country to make a revolution and development. That's a right and which is an interesting thing. And also, this new transformation will getting our goals that the government of our country had planning before, and we can realize together with the online learning. But furthermore, how the school is a really located in the remote area or the impossible thing that they can get online learning. So furthermore, school included at the safe zone can implementing a blended learning also the home visit. The but are multi ways to the like multi-ways implementing by Fario school, which privileged student and also the underprivileged student and school who are located in the remote area, or we can say like a village that area that which have a limitation of access online learning, but home visit only with apply health protocol strictly. Well, did you know it apparently government still give their attention for all of the residents for us to make fair use of the way study program to keep our teaching learning activities and education during this pandemic COVID-19 nowadays. But actually, talking about the youth are really cursed out and I'm really regretting about the youth or the generation that really cares out about education, and so this is a holiday at home without doing anything else that really important or brings many positive impact to all of the environment. Honestly, that's uncommon debate. Come on, wake up. We can do anything, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, friends, we can know what our passion in ourselves. If, however, you are the next generation, don't let this education out of yourself. Don't let education just being stopped because this pandemic COVID-19. Make this pandemic meaningful, not terrible, and surrender. We know that teacher doesn't surrounding us. We know that teacher doesn't surrounding us to teach us whenever to give the material and knowledges. We know that parents doesn't surrounding us to control us. But did you, of the youth, did you guys have to get the initiative in yourself? You have to make yourself aware, to wake up, to know what happened now. Education is really needed during this pandemic COVID-19. You don't have to make it stop education, wherever you are and however. Maybe you want to get a back education, maybe just for a little bit, it doesn't matter. But it means you're trying to develop your country. You help your country to make it over all of this pandemic COVID-19. You make a country to get developed, to make a revolution by your help. And pandemic COVID-19 also teaches us being independent and insightful in case to self-educate. That's really important. So how can we educate ourselves with initiatively? So what we have to do, did you guys know that, ladies and gentlemen, there's a term that book is a window to the world. Well, book also already rich of knowledge. Book is the main point of the base or foundation of the knowledge. So why you don't have to use the books to read all of the time during this pandemic COVID-19? Even you don't have to go to school, you don't have to get online learning to get study, but books will help you wherever you are. Because reading books is a kind of educate. So with that book, you can do anything. Without a book, you lose of education. That's why pandemic is unpredicted, right? So when you back to study, so when you have to back study if pandemic is never be end or endless, and please don't waiting for a powerless thing. So now, ladies and gentlemen, the youth of our country, make yourself able to every situation to get educated. All right. At this final moment, ladies and gentlemen, we are the next generation. Pay you attention not only for today, but for our future. Thank you.